Good evening. Welcome to the March 28th City Council meeting. First order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance. On to the roll call of members.
Councilman Kincaid.
Present.
Councilman Campbell.
Here.
Councilman Coots. Here. Councilman Large. Here. Councilman Copeland.
Here.
Councilman Lamar.
Here.
Councilman Fleming.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay. On to the approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Councilman Fleming, I believe. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right. Minutes are approved. All right, on to old business. First item up here from old business is the proposal we made last week for the web maintenance contract or appropriation from the city council to outsource the management of the city website. You know, as we've discussed, there were some challenges from a staffing perspective that we thought would be, from the executive standpoint, we thought it'd be best to hire a local firm to handle that for us. They probably a little more expertise and could have the time to commit to it. So, is there any? Do you want to have a discussion on the council, or do you want to allow testimony? Any questions? Any concerns from your end? Council? Good shape. Okay. Then I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and pay it for 1 year, for $12,000, and then it should be a budget item this coming summer for the rest of the time. But I make a motion to pay it out of food and beverage for 1 year.
Councilman Campbell, do you want to say something?
Well, the only question I have, Councilman Large, we should only pay it to the end of December because we're going to bring it.
sorry, yeah,
The year is just from now, from April 1st
You're right.
till December 31st.
I'm sorry.
So that would be
And for
for
$9,000.
$9,000. 9 months.
9 months.
Period.
Yep.
9 months, right? Yeah, 9 months.
Okay.
Make a motion to pay for 9 months.
Okay. Motion for.
Food and beverage.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Second, Council Kuntz. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion to pay for the website management portal website management proposal for 9 months? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Motion passes. And on,
1,000, right?
yes, 9,000, correct. For, yes, April 1st through December 31st. On to the Open Gov portal proposal. Again, this is the financial transparency portal. This would allow us to put all of our city finances on the city website, allow for some increased transparency. Online checkbook, it would allow us as the council and those who work for the city to see the budget as well as taxpayers, and you could actually really drill down into some city finances and see where we are. So I know we've discussed this at length, but I just want to make sure there are no final questions, concerns, comments from the council or from the public.
Has the attorney read this whole document for OpenGov?
Rob and I talked about this. He said that we will work out the details from a legal standpoint, but he has no concerns with the council moving to appropriate the funds tonight, and then we'll kind of work on our end. The negotiations, what we allocate from a funding standpoint, that will not impact the cost of it. So it'll just be the legalese and details in it. But he is fine with the council approving the funds tonight.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, once we agree, until we sign the contract, it doesn't matter, right?
Well, it's not the council signing the contract. It's
I know
the-
it's you,
yeah,
when you to the lawyer and you sign it.
that is correct. I will not be signing the
Like I
contract
said,
till we.
There's just what I always call is weasel language in here.
I agree, and Rob's looking at that, and we'll be in negotiations to work out the
It
details.
drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I've read enough of them to know what weasels are, so
Or we will not be signing the contract until the city attorney is happy with the
Okay.
way it reads.
it's fine.
All right?
You said we can pay for it annually?
Yes.
We get a 3-year contract, we get a 3-year rate?
Yes, but we don't have to pay for it. And if the council is okay with if we're okay with doing it for 3 years, we can budget it that lower rate. There's about a cost savings of about, I think it's about $1,000, $1,500 a year if we do it at a 3-year contract.
This should be a budget item.
But this will be a budget item as well, but it's just but we only have to pay on an annual basis. So we'll just once this year, and then we'll budget for next year and pay it then, so.
It looks like a really great program. Is there any language in there that if, for one reason or another, it doesn't perform, that we don't have to continue?
We can put some termination language if you would like, if
Not
we're,
that we want to, it's just that,
Yep,
some things can happen, you never know.
and that'll be something we'll work out in our contract. If we feel there's cause to terminate and we're not happy with it, we can make sure there's some language in there.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Any other concerns, questions from council? Any concerns, questions from the public? Okay. I would entertain a motion.
So are we looking for a motion for a dollar amount or just for the 3-year contract up to the dollar amount? Is that,
Do you happen to have the proposal?
Gotta have a dollar amount.
Yeah.
Pay it.
For the 3-year, so for the 3-year rate of annual cost, right? So it's $7,600, and then we also will pay the one-time initialization fee, setup fee of $2,700.
so I'm seeing 25.5,
Yeah,
correct?
that would be the total price for all 3 years, but but if you look under the 3, that's for the 3 years of the quantity. So it's really the sales price, the one is the $7,600.
So you need to approve how much for 1 year? I'm sorry, Matt.
So you need $7,600 plus the $2,700.
10,300?
Yes. It's right here.
Until,
Because
Yes, yes.
We're only gonna
We're good at math
fund
up
it
here.
till December, right? It's a 9-month?
Well, it'll be a 12-year, we'll probably become a 12-year cycle, or a 12-month cycle. So around this time next year, they'll probably send us another bill. If we're still happy with it, we'll probably get an invoice from
For
them.
1 year, then you guys need to budget
Yeah.
it.
We
Yeah.
can address it at budget.
But it'll be
Just make sure that we-
it would be a next year's budget if
It's
we all
not
like it.
fiscal year, whatever month we started, it's a year from that time. Is that
Correct,
Mayor?
correct, that's correct.
So I motion we appropriate 10,300 from food and beverage for OpenGov.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second, oh, you go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Motion is second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. I think they'll be a really great asset for the community. Okay, on to the additional appropriation under new business. And Clerk Treasurer there, I was wondering if you could provide some clarification to this whole situation and kind of explain why this is necessary. Is that okay?
Sure. This is a letter that went out to the council. I'll explain it, but in 2014, the Lebanon Utilities did work for the city. They didn't pay us until 2015. So in 2015, it looked like we got about $12,000 from the utilities, which we did get, but they added that to our revenue because it goes right back in the line. So when it came time to approve this year's budget through the DLGF, they cut $1,005,000 from our budget. So they gave us two choices. We sent in all the paperwork because it didn't happen until later in the year, and the report was done in November. So we had two choices. The first one was we could redo the entire budget, which would have held up the budget approval, which needed to be done for January 1st, or we could approve the budget as it was and then ask for an additional, which is really not an additional, it's taking the place of the $1,005,000. So we made out an additional for $800,000. I think Tom Coons is here.
He is.
This is for Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Indianapolis Avenue, and this is for, instead of asking for the $1,005,000, since we have reimbursements, it's 80%, is that right, reimbursable? 80? It's 80% reimbursable, so we'll get probably over $200,000 back. So this is the additional.
Okay.
Is that clear? Questions?
It was a replacement from what was in last year's budget that was approved by the
Right.
council, and this is a,
Last year's budget was $1,366,477.
it was an issue with DLGF. is what it
right.
caused. And Tom, do you want to come up and kind of briefly explain for the council and for the public of what exactly is kind of included in this project for us?
Good evening, everybody. This additional out of for CCD is for Indianapolis Avenue Phase 1 and the 2 trails, Safe Routes to School, and the Gateway Trail Phase 3, I think it's called, that are being done simultaneously on the south end of Indianapolis Avenue, and also to keep Indianapolis Avenue Phase 2 under development. And we are to the step now where we're ready to start right-of-way acquisition. So everything that is spent on Indianapolis Avenue Phase 2 is reimbursable at 80%. Questions?
Okay, thank you, Tom. Any discussion from the council? Thought we'd allow some public comment on this as well. If they had any questions, maybe we could answer from them as well. Would anyone from the public like to ask any questions or have any concerns with this appropriation? Okay. All right, with that, so you have before you Resolution 2016-01.
I make the motion we approve 2016-01.
We have a motion to approve the resolution. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Thank you very much. All right, and then also on the new business is the council. I know you guys met and made an appointment to the redevelopment commission.
Yeah, Mayor, we appointed Alan Milburn to fulfill Jim Lewis's place on RDC for the rest of this calendar year. Then Dick Robertson will be filling my seat on the plan commission for the next 4 years. I got reappointed by the council.
All right.
Mayor, I would also like to make the motion that John Copeland finish out as council president the remainder of Mr. Large's term as president.
And do we need to take action on a vote on that, or do you guys? Yeah. Okay.
Make it
All right.
formal.
So we have a motion to
I will
elect.
second that motion.
Let me finish the motion here. We have a motion to elect Councilman Copeland as the council president. Is there a second?
That
All right,
motion,
thank you,
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Fleming. All right, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Congratulations, Council President Copeland.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there any other new business to come before the board? The council, excuse me. Council? No new business? Okay. With that, we'll move on to the claims.
Make a motion, we pay the claims.
We have a motion to pay the claims.
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right. All right, with that, before we move on to adjournment, we do have kind of a special scenario here. It's Councilman Large's final council meeting after many years of service. And again, just wanted to publicly thank you for all your help, Steve. You've been very helpful to me, and wanted to give John a chance to say a few words, and we also have a plaque to present you, Steve, for your special service to the city. All right? Go for it, John. Wherever you want to do it.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Tonight, we pay our respects for Councilman Large, who will be leaving us and the city of Lebanon, as he and his family will be starting a new adventure in sunny Florida. I just want to have a few comments tonight, if you'll just indulge me for a few moments. I've known Steve and his extended large family for a majority of my life. When I first came to the city council, Steve was also newly elected as one of the first people to welcome me. Steve has that kind of an outstanding personality and smile. And I'm somewhat reserved, and I was a little nervous when I first started here at the City Council. And I'm the kind of person that likes to sit back and listen and observe, and to listen to all sides of an issue like Steve. And then after weighing all the information, I attempt to make an informative decision in a timely manner. That's just my personality. The summer after we got elected and joining the Lebanon City Council, I was, as a city official, was invited to participate in a golf outing or a local fundraiser, which I had never done before. I've golfed since I was a young person, and I think of myself kind of a above average or average golfer with knowledge of the rules and etiquette, so I accepted the invitation. And the day I arrived at the event, the first person who greeted me was Steve. He drove up in a golf cart with what I could only just assume was a bag full of golf clubs. The year was unknown. We went over and warmed up. Steve had a very unique swing, one I can say that I've never seen before or since. Again, I like to observe before making any decision. So as the day progressed, I was able to observe Steve and that unique swing on the golf course. I also observed him kicking the ball, throwing it on the green, and dropping it as he walked by the hole. But he seemed to enjoy himself, laughing the whole time. So the following year, I was again offered the opportunity to participate in the same outing, fundraiser. And again, as I arrived, I was greeted by Steve. He drove up in a golf cart to meet me, but this time I observed he had no golf clubs in his cart. So I asked him, "Where's your clubs?" And he smiled and said, "Well, I can't golf." So I thought to myself, if it took him a year to figure this out, these upcoming council meetings are going to take forever. So I hope the residents of City of Lebanon understand the unbelievable knowledge and experience we will be losing when Steve leaves. I know the City Council will, the city will, the Board of Works will. I've heard the expression from people say that they know where the bodies are buried. With Steve, we can always say or always know where the lines are buried. He knows where all the utility lines are, water lines, sewer lines, power lines, anything with a line in it, he knows where it's buried in the city of Lebanon. He has an unbelievable memory for details such as these. Steve also has a passion for this city. He listens to all sides before making his conclusion and will voice his opinion, whether it's in the majority or the minority of the council. And he has earned my respect for all this. Finally, Steve has been called many things or names over the years, just so. Things that he has truly earned to be called. I'm sure there are people watching tonight and people in the gallery that have called Steve these names and will continue to call him these names. I have a sample of these names. If you go me a moment, I'd like to offer them tonight. There should be like something, a disclaimer at the bottom of the TV on this. But some of the names that Steve's earned: community leader, a neighbor, a Board of Works member, a city councilman, president of the Lebanon City Council, street department superintendent, sanitation and storm superintendent, Lebanon Utilities employee, a union drywall installer, a referee, whether it's basketball, wrestling, or football, Lebanon Youth Football League, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a dad, a grandfather, and a husband. But to me, and many, many more people, we call Steve friend. And I hope to call him this name for many years to come. So Steve Delbert, Large, I wish you and your beautiful bride, Chris, nothing but the best as you begin your next journey together. And Chris, I hope you know what you're getting into. So best of luck, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Do I dare any other council members share any stories about
Oh, that's fine.
Councilman Large?
You got myself.
Again, Steve, I want to express my dearest thanks for everything you've done and all your service to the city. It's been,
It's been fun. Good city to work for.
well, I'm sure you'll enjoy Florida, so.
Good luck with all your guys, rest of your guys' turn.
Thank you, Steve, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Would like to open up too as well, if is there any final public comment before we adjourn for the evening? Just want to make sure everyone has a chance to be heard. Okay, with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.